Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are hitting this channel for the first time, you're welcome. Now let's learn together. So right now what we're actually creating is our expenses tracker that we connect to our inventory to actually help us to track our expenses, and as well help us to actually look at how we spend and what month we spend, what month we spend most. So right now you're seeing a dashboard that we're going to actually create today. So we've actually created the tracker. So now we have to analyze. In the video number 6 we created a tracker, and right now we're actually trying to analyze the data we actually collected, so which I'm going to show you in a jiffy. So let me show you the functionality of this very dashboard that actually help us to track our expenses. So you can switch from month to month. So we are in August, now we switch to September. So we can switch from September to November and all that. So we can like, okay, we want to actually compare and contrast all the months. So we can actually go to monthly view. So when we go to monthly view, all we see is the whole thing that has to do with the whole month. Like now you can see January we spent hell out of money, followed by August, December and September. So we can see where we spend less, and we can actually come right here and see based on category and see how much we spend based on this particular category. And as well we can see on in January the expenses and the revenue. So right now we have our expenses to exceed our revenue, so we're going to have this variance to be on negative. So well, we can like, okay, we want to see what did we spend this money on. Very easy to be seen. So right here you see all the categories you spend the money on. So this is exactly what we're going to be creating today. So let me just take you straight to where we're going to have to create that. So we are matching to the workbook. So we've learned how to create it. This is highly dynamics, where we actually create this very dynamic drop down without white space and all of that. We can add more of it. So now if you want to add more category, or you want to change or what the categories of for a client as soon as you are done creating, so you can actually have this. This is what we've done. So we have a whole pack column we've just now hidden right here. So you can actually learn how to create it in video number 6 and other videos. We created it as well to help us actually do something better. If you've not watched those videos, you can actually make yourself useful to actually get those videos to be watched. So now to begin, let's go to the right sheet. So here is the right sheet. Now we're actually done with this. We've collected our data for January, all the expenses from January down to from the 1st January down to the last. We've actually collected for February and other months like that. So now we've used this to create a pivot table to actually help us to summarize the whole data down. So I'm going to show you how I did that. So now what you need to do is this. Let's say now I've actually did that. So let me just give you an illustration of what you do to actually have data summarized. So let us use June to actually put it right here in July. So you can go to July, to June. Assume it's July, you can actually click on insert and insert pivot table. So when we click on insert pivot table, what we need to do right now is to click on existing workbook, and you click on right here, and you're gonna have it to be here. So you hit OK. Very easy, very simple concept. We are having our data summarized. So what we need is to pull this category to the row level, and we pull the amount to the value level right here. So we are done. This is everything we just need to do. Yeah, here we go. Now we have it summarized for us. You can see we have the same thing. Now we're not having categories. Our category is not right here. So what is going on? So we have to work on it. So we go to design, and we'll click on tabular from under the report layer. So we have it appeared here. So right now, so we want to remove the grand total. You go to grand total and you turn it off. So now the grand total is off. So that is it. So we don't need anything to add. What we need to add, we need to add our currency or sign. So we'll come to currency and remove the extra decimal, and you hit enter. Now can we delete this? I guess no, we can't delete it. There is nothing you will do to delete this. But I want to show you a secret. Should you have something like this and you want to have it deleted, the only secret available for you to take this off is for you to actually cut it and create a new worksheet and paste it right here. Then you delete both the worksheet you just created, you delete it. Now it's going to go alongside with the pivot table. So there is it. So as soon as you come back to here, so you're not gonna see it again. Except this, there is nothing you can do. If you undo, you're still gonna have it right there. It's a secret. You've just gotten it right now. So now this is what we've gotten. So the next thing we're going to be doing right now is to create a chart that we're going to be switching, just like what we have right here. Let me show you what I'm trying to get into. So right now we have this chart that we switch into. Every single time we make a switch, we switch to another month entirely. If we switch to December, we switch to December, and that is all. So we want to create a dynamic chart like this. Let us get into it. Now to create a chart like that, we need to use this pivot table we've just created to create our chart, which I've actually done. But I'm going to show you how to do it. We still have two left, which is these two. So now, how did I get this? This is actually my size. I mentioned the size I want my chart to be. You can see they are the same size. You must make them to be the same size. I've mentioned the size. So how do you mention this size? What you need to do right now is for you to just actually highlight where I actually mentioned. I click on Ctrl C, you copy it, and come to this very place and drop it right here. It's gonna give you the same measurement you actually have. You can see it's of the same size. Now we've duplicated it, right? We have to add our chart to it. So we stopped at April. Now we have to add May to it. So now we can deselect by control by actually clicking on escape. We've deselected it. So we can now go to this. So the last one was April. So we'll go back to our back end. So now we're going to May. So we'll click on this and we'll click on analyze. We go to the chart and we'll click on bar chart right here. So we hit OK. So now that we've hit OK, I want to show you two ways to remove this and this. The very first way is to go to analyze and come to this very button and actually feel like, okay, you want to remove it, you go to hide it. So you've hidden it. So now you just click on this and hit delete. So now before then, I want to change the color. I love something black. It stand out with what I want to do. Go to design and choose your preferred color. This is the color I want. So now I can now remove this successfully. Now it's gone. So what I'm going to do right now is to name it as May expenses. So now May expenses is ready. So now we can now copy this from here by clicking on cut. When we click on cut, we go down here. Don't just paste anywhere you see. Make sure it's at this very row. Then you now click on paste. As you can see, it's very set. So click at this very end level and drag and make sure you have this cross in the middle of that very part, and you realize you have it exactly. Now the next thing we have to do right now is that we want to get a total of this very month. So if we come right here, I haven't done analysis I've actually done, so I can actually cut this one off. I have this analysis done right here. So what did I just do? I use simple sum if, which I'm going to show you. Now all you need to do is to type sum if. Then you hit this and you go to expenses, and what am I going to do? I'm going to go to May. So this is May. Then you go make sure your arrow is turned down. You hit this and you make it closed. When you hit enter, oh, you have entered too much. Oh, sorry, it's sum if. It's just sum, not sum if. So now when I hit enter, I have it. So here as well is going to be sum. So that is the last month we actually chose, which is going to be June. So all you need to do, make sure your arrow is pointing down. You click and you close. Then here we go. This is all we want, right? Now the next thing we have to do right now is to copy this very, this very one here. All you need to do is just hold your control, and you see the arrow turn to a cross. You drag it down, you release it, and you cut it. Now the secret is this: if you want to paste it directly from here, it's not going to paste. It's going to paste back to where you cut it from. So you have to paste outside here. So when you paste outside here, you can actually bring it in here and feed it in. It's not yet fitting. You can shift it a little bit. Now here we go. You can leave it this way. Now if you look at the last one, the last number is 9. Like if you look at here, we have this to be the last number, which is April. Now the next number now is going to be 10, which we're going to select. The next number is 10. Let us look at how much figure or how much money do we have in 10. So you can see 10 is 5010. Oh, 5010, right? Okay, that is exactly. So now to have this formatting on it, you can click on this and go towards home and click on this format painter. So you need to do point, it will please for you to point at it and just click on it. Now we have it. So we are going to follow the same way to actually have this done. So we go to what? We go to our expenses backend one. So we go to the last one, which is this very month, June. So we go to analyze and we click on pivot chart. So we choose the chart we want bar chart, and we hit OK. The next thing we have to do is to go to design and actually change it to our preferred color. So after we're done with this, now we can actually right click. Previously I shown you on how to actually remove it from here, but right now you can right click and actually go to the height axis field button and chart. Then we have to click on this one. Once it's selected, you remove, and you click on this as well, you remove. Now we can now call the chart. But before we call the chart, we can actually name the chart June expenses. When I hit enter, I have it appeared on it. So I can now click out and cut it. So if I cut it, I'm going to come right here. Do not do this by actually pasting. It's going to be a little bit hard for you to actually set it. I'm going to Ctrl Z and as well click right here at the top, and when I paste, I have it set for me. The next thing at this very edge right here, you drag it down and make sure your arrow is pointing to the middle of that line. You release. Now here we go. We have the same size as this. So the next thing we have to do again is to copy this, release it, and Ctrl X, you cut it. So come right here and drop it. So once you drop it, you can actually pick it from here and resize it here. So now we are number 10, we can now pick number 11. So we have to give it the format, the same format. Click and we have the format. Now the next thing we've not done is actually for you to actually give it a label. Give it a data label and actually increase the font size by actually clicking on the font itself beside the currency itself. So we're going to choose 10.5, and this is going to be on the bold level so that it could be much more visible. So the next thing is for me to choose this as well, data label, click on it, go to home and make it 10.5. Then we'll click on this, Ctrl B. So hit this, we give it data label, put it down, click on it, and come here, I'll make it 10.5. So I think we have it all through. So now we are just done with this. So the next thing we are to go into right now is to create a chart for this, which I've forgotten, but it is very easy to be done. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to move this away from here and copy this. So I'm going to copy and I'll have it pasted here. Now I can now move back by deselecting this. I can now move back this with ease. Make sure it is short in it and leave any white space. So you can just shift it a little bit. It's not yet set. So here we go. So now the next chart is going to be on this one. I'm going to actually cancel out this variable which I don't need. I'm going to delete it. So now what I need now is to make a chart for this. The kind of chart we're going to be using for this is something different. So we're going to be needing this chart called insert hierarchical chart. When I click on it, I click this, and it gives me this very type of chart. So I'm going to take this one off because I don't need it. So now I'm going to actually give it as monthly difference. So I can just give it like this, monthly difference, so I can make it short. So now what I need to do is to right click on it and choose format. So when I choose format, we need to come to this very place and choose okay, click on the, yeah, that is it. So you can come back here and actually choose a value. So because we want to have the value to be on it, so we have the value right now on it. So we might want to change the color. So I want something very cool, and just something cool. So I can't pick the color right here. Field color, I choose this. I want something dark. I want a dark color, and on this I want something not much dark, something gray. So I think with these three colors, I think I'm cool. I can decide to change this color as well to something similar to what you've actually gotten. So those are the colors I really preferred. So I can now take this one off and actually remove this down. So I've cut it. I will now paste it right here. Then now it is time to resize, just like every other one. So this right here is nothing. You can actually copy this if you want it to be there, by all means. What I need to do is to use the format painter and actually come right here and drop it. So we have a white space in it. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, fine. So we copy and use the format painter. So we have a white space right here, so it's going to start from here. So now this is what we have. So now we've actually done with this. The next thing we have to do right now is for we to get our revenue. So sorry, yeah, for we to actually name our charts for the switch. So now we can put our cursor right here and actually select the whole thing. Make sure you're selecting the whole range and give it a name. Name it right here as Gen Expenses. So that is the name. Every time we select this, it's going to help us to select this. Now I just select, if I actually come right here and select here, you see it selects it, but you might not see it. Now the next one I'm going to do right now is this very one. So this very one right here. So all I need to do is to drag it down and go this way. Make sure I'm selecting everything. Sorry, we don't do this. We have to bring this down. So select to the end, select this. I think something is wrong somewhere. We just need to do this once more. So I'm taking it down. Yeah, now everything's okay. We now can actually give it like verb expenses. So the next one is going to be March expenses. So we're going to use the same thing. So drag it down to get, you take it back. So this one is going to be match expenses. Just use it to figure it out. Match. This is your prey. So you select the whole range right here. So you give it a name like April expenses. So you have to be careful with what you select. So now this one will be May expenses. May expenses. So we're gonna be having the last one. Okay, second to the last. So this one is going to be June expenses. June expenses. So I'm going to say all month expenses. So you have to remember everything used as a name range. So right now what we need to do is to actually come right here and create it. We can go up. So here is where we actually try to name that. So I think I have it named right here. So you can come right here and check on this sheet. This is what I have actually named. You can copy this and drop it and explain to you what it is that we are going to use this one for. So expenses tracker backend 2. So now I can actually paste this right here. So now it's gonna be all month expenses. So it's here, take it off. So it's gonna be all month expenses. So now what this is doing is this. So the name range this is the name range. This is what we're going to be saying that we're going to be selecting every single time we want to actually switch the chart, which is this perfect example. Those names you see right here. Every single time we select this, what we have right here, we actually make this very chart to actually appear right here to be switched just like this. It is very simple. You need to understand this. If you don't understand this, you have to watch it over and over again to get the understanding. Or if you need any question, kindly leave a comment or go to this comment section and ask any question you really want to ask. I'll be very happy to oblige. So now that we've got our name range just this way, so we can now create our chart. So how do we do that? So to create our chart right now, we have to create a dashboard, which I'm not sure if we have yet. We have dashboard, so we have a dashboard that we're going to take our chart to. So now let us see how that works. Now to create our chart is very simple and very easy. We need to create a name range for it. So what we need to do is for we to select this again for the last time. We're not going to do this again. It's the last time I'm going to do this. So now we can copy this. So now there are two ways to do this. The first way to do this is to actually click on this home and go to paste. So you can actually go to paste picture or paste as link picture, or when you click on this very special paste picture, you're gonna see everything right here. So you can actually pick the paste as a link picture, or you just click on something different. Like you can come to where this, so go to come to the developer tab and actually look at this camera right here. So when I click on this camera, it gives me something different. So I'm going to go to the right sheet, the dashboard, and I'm going to click this and have it as a link picture. So what do I have? This is the picture of what we've actually created. So right now it is getting much more interesting. So we're gonna like actually create our switch right now. This is where the switch comes up. So I'm gonna place it right here. So first of all, my dashboard is gonna be from here down to here. This is how my dashboard is gonna look like. I'm gonna give this as a header. I love a good design. So that is the header. So this is gonna be another header entirely that is going to host something for me right now. So now I'm going to have my drop down to be here. So my drop down is going to be here. So now what I need to do is to go towards data validation and actually bring in everything. So by clicking on this, I have everything right here. So I'm going to have this. So when I click OK, so I have everything. So here's what I have. So I can now switch from any one of them, but right now it's not working. So what can I do to make it work? So what I need to do to make it work right now is for me to actually create another dynamic range that is going to make it switch. So before then, I'm going to click on this and actually turn the text to white. Then have it to be bold and as well make it more attractive. Now what am I going to do? I'm going to go to this very go to formula. From formula, you choose this define name or name manager. You can go through here, or you can use the shortcut which is Alt M N, can help you to go there. So you can click on new. So when you click on new, we can name this one switch. So we name this one switch or switching. So when I'm switching, right here we're going to be using VLOOKUP to actually help us get this worked out. So now what we're going to be doing is going to be equal to VLOOKUP. So we open the bracket. So now what are we going to look up? We need to look up this. So the table array, there is no help of intelligence right here. We can't say it like you need to select the array, but right now we need the table array. So which is going to be this. Just select it. And what do we need? We need number 2 of it. So we don't want to actually get its range. So that is 2, and we want the exact match, which is 0. We have it closed. We're not done with it yet. So now we need to actually tell Excel that we want this to be dynamically a selection range. So we want to actually use this very we have to use another function called indirect. So indirect is going to be this. Indirect, you open this and actually go back right here and close the indirect function we've just used. So this is everything. So we've used VLOOKUP. So if we've used VLOOKUP, if we're just gonna use VLOOKUP alone, it's not gonna work. So we need to use indirect to tell Excel that this is actually a name range. So indirect make it to be a name range. Now we can now hit OK. So we have it created. So we can close this. So what we're gonna do right now to have it switch this for we to actually click on this very one and actually clear this off. Then we're going to be using our switch. Then when I hit enter, perfect. So right now, if I go, we are seeing June. If I go to April, so we're gonna see it switch to April. If I go to May, we're gonna see it switch to May. And if I go to all months, it's gonna switch to all the months right here. Can you see how beautiful it could be? So you can do your design in any way you like, so it depends. So anytime we make an adjustment right here, we're gonna see the adjustment appear automatically. Anytime we feel like we want to make any adjustment right here, as soon as the adjustment is being made, we're gonna have it appear right there, because it's a link picture. It is linked right here. So every single time we actually update here, so what we need to do is to click, and we go back to the table or to the dashboard right here. So we hit on this very little button right here and just refresh it. We have it refreshed and we are good to go. That is all about that. So we want to actually make it just like this. We want to stop it right here. In the next tutorial, we're going to complete it and show you how the remaining part of this very dashboard, expenses dashboard, is being created. So now we've achieved this. So the next part is for we to achieve this and create a whole dashboard. So thank you very much for watching. If you've stayed for this to this end, I want to say thank you. I love you guys. I love you guys. It's very cool to stay. You need to stay safe. Subscribe to my channel, share this to your friends and family, or share this to your social media and let people get to know this and actually help me to build my community. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good day.